Hi, so I'm going to start my new vlog today. Um, I'm outside because my kids are not here and they're not going to be running around. My dogs right now are currently eating, which my dogs are weird. They have to have their food on the floor. They will literally tip their bowl and pour the food on the floor. So I'm just going to sit out here and read. I started this morning Dead Sky Morning by Karina Hale. It's the third book in the Experiment in Terror series. And I do know that, like, in this, I'm only on chapter 3. I've only read the first 2 chapters. So Perry's parents find out that she doesn't have her advertising job. And they told her that you will not live under our roof and do this whole ghost thing. And she's like, watch me. And I'm like, oh, geez. So that's all I've read. So I don't know anything else that's going to happen. But I'm going to sit here and I'm going to read because this week I'm going to be trying to continue series or finish series. That is my goal. So I know what else I have left is City of Glass, Red Scrolls of Magic. I also have Enchantra and then the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. So I'm going to try to get all 5 of these done this week. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we're going to try. We're going to see what happens, and we're just going to go with it. So now I'm just going to sit here, and I'm going to read. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Okay, so totally disregard that mess. I don't want to clean it. So I am over 50% of the way through. So at 50% is when they finally get to the island. There's an island, it's called the Island of Death, and supposedly that's where they put Chinese lepers. I think that's how you say lepers. That they put on this island for them to just die. And they gave them food like every 3 months. People were dying left and right. So they would give them food and they would give them coffins. And there's no like graveyard on this island. There's just random stones everywhere. So every time she sees a stone, she thinks, oh, coffin, there's a dead person under there. There's a gravestone right there. That it's freaking her out. And it's really funny. Well, like the first 50%, they go to a hockey game. After the hockey game, he takes her to a strip club. Why? I don't know. This guy is so unhinged sometimes. Like the things that he does are so odd and I just don't understand. So yeah. So right now they're at the campground. He got mad at her because she did something and things are happening like very lightly. Like they had a run-in with like raccoons and they were recording and like one was hissing and then all of them started hissing and then they all stopped at the same time and just all turned and walked away like robotically. And she's like, what's going on? Like, I don't understand. And then same thing kind of like happened with some deer in the middle of the night. They just saw them and then all of a sudden she turned on a lantern and then they were just gone. So some things are happening, but I'm at page, let's see, 207. How many pages are in here? 352. So I have like a little less than 150 pages left. I did start this morning and I already read 95 pages of another book and then I've already read from this. So I really do want to finish it. I don't know if I'm going to start anything after this. I might, maybe if anything, because what I'm really thinking about after this, I want to read City of Glass and then Rose Girls of Magic and then Enchantra, or I might get in there a little bit, the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. Get that in there. But my plan is to finish this. It's 2 p.m. I started this around 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning. I have stopped a few times to like make breakfast. I just made myself a matcha right there. I'm still learning how to make matchas. I want to learn how to make my own syrups. We have syrups right now, so I'm just trying to use them, and then I want to make my own syrups. But I do like this series. It's really interesting. But like the more I'm reading about Dex, I'm like, he's really like, I always knew he was unhinged. I just forgot how weird he was. I was like, what is wrong with him? And she's like madly in love with him. And I'm like, but why? Like, he's not a good person. Like, it's not like he's a bad person. He's just so weird. And like, he'll just be looking at her and he'll just say something that is just like, you don't say that. And she's just like, oh, well, that's Dex. And I'm like, no, this is not okay. So I really just, I want to continue because I love the ghost story aspect of everything. And just what he says, I'm just like, oh my God. And Perry just makes an excuse. I'm like, what are you doing? But something got revealed in here that I forgot about, completely forgot about. And it's a kind of a good story. It's a good thing to put in a book. It makes it kind of more known. Like, I've never been through what he's going through. My husband hasn't been through it. Nobody really in my family has gone through that. Like, nobody. I don't know anybody within my family that this has happened to. So it was good to read it and get something from her perspective about it. So it was nice. But yeah, I'm going to continue on. I want to finish it today. I'm on like chapter 11. I don't know how many chapters are. Their chapters are very long. But which, mind you, 21. So I have 10 chapters left. I thought I ordered the next one, but I ordered the 5th one and 5.5. So I need to order the 4th one. So that one's already in my Amazon cart. So I'm going to continue reading and I will come back with an update. But I do have to say, this is, as of right now, because we haven't had a lot of the ghost action yet, I have to say this is leaning to like a 3.5 in that area. I'm not loving it, but I think it's just because like I really wanted more of the ghost aspect, and I forgot like literally the first 50% is all about like her and Dex, and then the last of it is about the ghost stuff, and then it kind of ends pretty abruptly. Usually in the other ones it did. So I wonder how this one's going to do it. So I'm going to continue reading, and I'll come back with an update when I'm done. Okay, so I have quite a few book updates. I don't know if I told you that I finished. Yes, I did, because I talked about Dead Sky Morning. I finished Dead Sky Morning yesterday. I read the entirety of that book yesterday. Read all of it. That one is probably my least favorite of the series so far. The action, like there were a few little things that were weird that were happening in the book, but none of the action started until very late. And then also like they're ghost hunting for like almost like a TV show, but it's on the internet type, kind of like a YouTube type situation. And they lost all their footage. So I'm like, okay, so what was the dang point of going if you lost it all? And then the whole thing that happened, that I was like, oh, I'm so glad that they talked about that kind of thing. It's didn't even happen. So yeah, but Dex, I just like, okay, this guy really needs to get his head out of his ass. He needs to break up with his girlfriend Jen and be with Perry. And Perry needs to stop making excuses for him. So yeah, I have the next one on order. Hopefully I can read that one next month, because I don't want my mom to catch up to me. But yeah, I gave it like 3.5 stars. That one was not my favorite of the series, but so far that is the longest book that she's written for the series. Okay, so then since I finished it, I did start City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. It's the third book. I think I'm only like 2 or 3 chapters in. I'm not very far. I mean, I finished a book yesterday morning. I read an entire book and then I started another book yesterday. So I did read a lot yesterday. And all I could think about last night when I was going to bed was I want to deep clean my living room. Like, deep clean it. I deep clean I try to deep clean one room a day. I try. At least I used to. It's kind of hard to do it when the kids are home, but I do try. So, I mean, I'm going to even move furniture. Like, first thing I want to do is my bookshelf. I'm going to start in that little corner and take everything off my shelf, possibly rearrange a few things, take everything off. Make that shelf completely empty, move the shelf, and vacuum and mop underneath it, and then put it back, put everything back up. And then I also want to clean the fabric of the seats of my cushions on my couch. I want to wash those. And then I want to actually move the couch because, with kids, things go under the couch. So I want to get everything out from under there. And I think the stylus to my phone is under the couch. And I just can't find it. And then the rug has not been cleaned. Like, I've vacuumed it. I've spot cleaned it. But I'm like, I want to take it outside. We have a attachment on our hose that can be almost like a pressure washer. So I want to do that with like some soap and like scrub it clean and just let it dry and then put it back. And then like possibly just rearrange a few things. I'll show like before and afters of everything, but I won't like show me cleaning because I'm not even wearing cute clothes. I've got stained clothes on. I don't look presentable, but like I am so determined to get this living room clean. It's going to take me all day. And I know the kids are going to be excited because I'm going to try to put the couches in the hallway. They're going to love it. So I'm going to go get started and I'll show you the first thing I'm going to do. And I'm going to try to read a little bit. I'm not going to force myself to read, but I think that the sooner I get this done, then I'm just going to sit and read and relax the rest of the day. I think that's more of my game plan, is just to get it done. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take all of the cushions from the couch because they all have zippers. So I want to take them all off. I want to wash them. So I want them washing while I'm still cleaning this room, because right after I do that, I'm going to do all of this area because the kids are still going to be on the couch right now. They're drinking milk and watching TV. So they'll still be able to be over here. I just want to move the cushions out and they'll just hang out on the base of the couch with like blankets and stuff. They'll be entertained, so then I can do all of this. But yeah, that's the first thing I'm going to do, because I think if I have these washing while I'm doing all this stuff, it'll be better about my time management. So I'm going to get that going, and then I'll show you guys once all of this whole shelf and everything is empty. Okay, I wanted to show the shelves before I start putting stuff on them. So I kind of did rearrange this by like this top. It's all the Cassandra Clare because I'm really trying to get through those. And then I put the smaller books, and then I put hardcovers by size, and then I put paperbacks by size. I wanted them by size now. I didn't want to have them all crazy. This is I'm up to date kind of shelf. I do need to move the Rhoda Bones down to this shelf because she came out with a novella, so I want to read that. So I need to move that actually down. These are ones that they don't have the next book out yet, but I want to continue reading in hardback. And the same thing with this. This is I'm in the process of reading them, but they're paperbacks. And then this is finished series. They're all kind of the same height, and they're paperback. These are my finished series that are hardback. And then these are finished series that are the short paperbacks. And then I have these. These are ones that, like, my husband got those, and I have little books from when I was younger. But yeah, so now I got to put all the pretty stuff up. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. I moved the shelf into the middle of my living room, vacuumed, mopped right there, and then re-vacuumed again once it was done, and then put the thing back, and I dusted it. So let's keep going. Okay, so I did finish putting everything up on the shelf. Oh, I forgot to move those books. Anyways, I did finish. I like it. I like the way it looks, but I don't know if I'm going to put my chair back. I like it there, but I feel very closed off with it there because then my husband and the kids. Hi, Abigail. My husband and the kids are on the couch and I'm behind it. So I think I'm actually going to move it back, but I'm also going to be moving the couch. So that's what it looks like. My chair is just off to the side right now. I already cleaned it and everything. But yeah, so now couch time. Okay, so it's now almost 4 o'clock, and I just finished cleaning the house. It took me from like 8 to 2 o'clock. It took me about 6 hours to deep clean my living room, and I would show you what it looks like, but my daughter already's already made like a little bit of a mess. She's playing, so maybe tomorrow. But I only took like 10 minutes for myself to eat lunch because I just wanted it done. I moved everything in this room. The only thing that was not touched were the curtains. And I do need to wash the curtains, but I want to fix the rod because my son kind of pulled the rod out of the wall. So now I'm just going to sit and read. I got myself my sourdough bread with some Laughing Cow cheese on it, and then strawberries, blueberries, and just made myself matcha. So now I'm just going to sit here. Well, I think I'm going to finish watching Larry's new video. She was reading the Releasing 10, and she's with Mariana. And I have never read these books, but I watch them all the time. They're so funny. I like listening to their reviews of books, even if I'm never going to read them, which is fine. It does not bother me. I'm just not into these types of books that they are, but I love how much they love them. So I like watching them. But yeah, I think I'm just going to continue watching that, eat my snacks, relax, read, and do nothing else for the rest of the day because I've already done, because I finished washing the things for the couch, which I don't think I can ever wash them again because the big one near the zipper started to rip on the fabric. So they can never be washed again. Mind you, this couch, we got it 1 week before I had my daughter, and she will be 5. So this couch is about 5 years old. So I'm like, we got our money's worth out of it. And then I finished drying the pillows. Now I'm doing all the blankets and pillows that were on the couch, washing those. And yeah, I've done dishes. I've got her snack. She's eating strawberries with sugar, of course. But yeah, so I'm just going to sit and read, watch Larry's video, and do nothing else for the rest of the day. So we'll see. Hey, so it's Wednesday. I didn't do a check-in at all yesterday. I read a lot yesterday, but it just didn't get far enough in, and I wanted to do a halfway check-in, but my kids were being really bad yesterday, so it was really hard to find time to film a check-in. So I wanted to come in today and talk about City of Glass, the third book in the Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. I just finished it, like right now. I just finished it. It is 2 in the afternoon, and I don't know what I'm going to rate it. Once I rate it, I think I'll put it above the book, but I don't know what I'm going to rate it right now. I'm not quite sure. I don't know how I feel about it compared to the other 2 that I read. I don't know, because this one, everything gets like resolved. Everything's resolved. So I forgot what the rest of the series is because everybody's resolved. There's one thing that I think is going to come back in the other books, I think, but otherwise the whole Jason Clary thing is fixed. Alec and Magnus. Alec has finally introduced Magnus to his parents. He's come out, and love that. I really wanted more of that in this book, but I didn't get it. And I was like, okay, wanted more of it. And I think there's more of it in the next one. I don't know. But then her mom, Jocelyn, is awake finally. Luke figured out. The only one that's not figured out is Simon, but Simon, that's a hot mess. I'm really curious about, I really want to read that. I already know what's going to happen, but I want to reread it just for entertainment purposes. But yeah, so I do highly recommend this series. This series is very good for people that want to get into reading, especially like this whole world and everything. I mean, it's not spicy. It's action. There was a lot of action. Like there's like a whole fight like in the middle of the book, and I'm like, wait a minute, is this the only fight in the book that's in the middle of it? No, there was another one. But yeah, so highly recommend this. They're in Idris or Alicante the entire book. They're not in New York in this book. It has the New York skyline right there, whatever. They're not there. They are in Idris, Alicante, whatever it's called. The entire time they're learning about like demons cannot come there, and they're trying to get the downworlders to be like on like the clave, like I don't know, they have a seat and they make decisions together. They're trying to give each of them a seat and all this stuff. It was really good. I really, really, really liked it. And I really want to continue on. And the next book I'm going to read in the series is The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare. It says this is the Eldest Curses book 1. I have never read this one. I didn't even know this one existed until I decided I wanted to reread all the Mortal Instruments and all the Shadowhunter universe. I didn't know this book existed. And this is Alec. I know it's Alec because he has the bow and arrow. So I'm actually going to read the synopsis because I have no idea what this book is about. All Magnus Bane wanted was a vacation with Alec Lightwood, the Shadowhunter warrior who, against all odds, is finally his boyfriend. But as soon as the pair settles in Paris, an old friend arrives with news about a demon-worshipping cult called the Crimson Hand that is bent on causing chaos around the world. A cult that has apparently founded by Magnus himself years ago as a joke. Now, Magnus and Alec must race across Europe to track down the Crimson Hand and its elusive new leader before the cult can cause any more damage. As their quest for answers becomes increasingly dire, Magnus and Alec will have to trust each other more than ever, even if it means revealing the secrets they've both been keeping. That's interesting. It's a full book about them. I am actually very excited. I mean, and it doesn't seem very long. Let's see. The epilogue ends at 3:45. So, I mean, not too bad. The words are kind of small, but I like how it's floppy because I can read it more. It's easier to read this in a bath, like if I'm taking a bath, than a hardcover. It's a little bit harder. And I don't, if I want to read like on my phone, like a book on my Kindle, I read it on my phone. I don't read, I've been trying to do it on my tablet and it just doesn't work. It's either it needs to be a paperback or it needs to be on my phone. This book was 500. Well, it did have a very big epilogue, which I did really appreciate. 541 pages, and this one took me since Sunday, and it's Wednesday. Books don't normally take me this long, but like Monday for 6.5 hours, I deep cleaned my living room. That was a lot of work, and I had to do it. Like in my mind, I had to get it done, so I did it. And then this one, I think I could finish pretty quick. I really, really, really want to read this because I have no idea what's going to happen in this book because I've never read it. These ones I've read, so I kind of know what's going to happen. And like when things are being revealed, I'm like, oh my God, I remember this is what happened. But this I haven't read, so this is all new. And I love that Magnus and Alec have their own little series. Like I'm so ready to read this. I think I'm today is really just a reading day and laundry and dishes day because tomorrow my mom's gonna have the kids. So tomorrow is my day that if I want to deep clean anything, tomorrow will be the day. But I wanted to try to get as much laundry done today so I don't have to do laundry tomorrow. And then I just want to clean out my sink. I try to end the day with a clean sink. That's what I try. It doesn't really happen, but I strive for it. But yeah, so I'm gonna get to doing laundry and dishes, picking up the house. While that's kind of going a little bit, just pick up a little bit and then get to reading. Yeah, I really want to read. I don't want to do anything other than read this book because now that I know it's about Alec and Magnus and it's just about them, I'm very excited. I don't know what you're supposed to read after this. I need to look it up and see what Mortal Instrument book is after this, because I think it's Clockwork Prince. It's Clockwork Prince, and I think it's Clockwork Princess. But I think I have some more of like these little ones that are like for Magnus and like some of the other ones. I think they're intermingled in that, and I don't own them. So I might have to do a little bit of research, and I might have to be purchasing some books so I can finish this series. But so far, I'm really excited to read this. Like, extremely excited. Don't want to do anything other than read this book. But I have priorities. Being a parent, you gotta get things done that you just don't want to do. Good morning. So, I had a bunch of sourdough starter that I needed to use up, and my mom asked if she could have a loaf at her shop. So they like to have some kind of snacks there. Oh no, where did my scooper go? Did my husband take it out? Oh no, my scooper's gone. Let's see. What? This is too big of a measuring cup, but it's gonna have to work. I usually use a 1/4 size, but I'm assuming it's in my dishwasher right now. But yeah, so I made 3 loaves of sourdough bread, because also some of my mom's clients that go in there, they sometimes want a loaf. So I just do that. But yeah, this is my bread. This is my bowl. It's all the way to the top. It always reaches all the way to the top. So my loaf that I have, I made it, I think 5 days ago. And it's like about to be done. Like, I don't even think it'll be, by the end of the day, there won't be none left. So I was like, well, I might as well make myself a loaf. Watching this come out, I never watch it come out because I never can see it from that point of view. That's very interesting. Boop. And there is still some in here. I just take it out and I put it on top. It looks so big. But once you like roll it and like roll it all up and everything, it does get condensed down to like a manageable loaf. Like, I wish I could make 2 loaves out of this, but I can't. Hi, honey. Huh? Milk. You want milk? You already had milk today, though, buddy. You're gonna help me? Oh, okay. So I guess my son's gonna help me. We're making bread. Oh. Yeah, we're making bread. You're gonna help? Yeah, okay. I don't know how you're gonna help because this is all me, dude. Huh? 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 It's sad. Huh? What is this? It's bread. 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 Good job, buddy. I'm not the best at this part, but I try. Huh, Ollie? Huh? Yeah. Hey, there's my ball. Oh, I got the flour on here. You can't get it stuck to the fabric on here. And I do put quite a bit. I really don't need to put this much, but no, it's done. You don't need any more. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to put it in here. Okay, now I got to put it in the freezer. And now we got to do the other loaf. But yeah, these are my other 2 loaves. I need to get them out. But I need to get this stuff out. Oh, jeez. No? Okay. So anyways, I do have a book update. So I'm pretty far in. I only have like 130 pages left of this, and I love it. I am so in love with this book. And I'm so mad I never read it, but it seems kind of familiar. So I think, Ace, don't put it on the table, dude. This table is clean. It's got flour, but don't put it on the table. No on the table. Okay? Okay. So I think in the show, they showed a bit of this in the show because like I know I've never read it, and then I'm reading it and I'm like, why does this all seem so familiar? I think they put it in the show, some of it, and I just love watching Alec and Magnus together. And it's so funny because every time they're almost together, like gonna have, intimate time. You gotta keep it PG with this one here. Every time they get interrupted. Every time. They're literally in the shower and then all of a sudden a demon comes through. And so Alec has to get out and save them. I'm like, these people, they can't catch a break. They can't catch a break. Every time. It never fails. And it is funny. And I'm just like, can you guys just please be together? Like, just get together. And so it's not so awkward because Alec's never been with anybody before. So he doesn't know what he's doing. And he's like, okay, well, how do I hint to him, like, I'm ready for this? And he doesn't know what to do. And Magnus thinks he's trying to take his time, but he's not. Alec doesn't know how to approach the situation, which I get, like, totally get it. Valid. So right now, because they were together and all of a sudden this demon comes and they figure out, well, a friend of Magnus's shows up and tells him that the cult he formed years ago, that they're being watched and all that. And he's like, what cult? He has no idea. He thought it was a joke. And then he realized his memories have been taken from that time. So he doesn't know what's happening. And Alec's like, well, I'll help you. And he's like, I understand if you have to turn me in. And he goes, for what? Like, you didn't do anything wrong. You don't even know what's going on yourself. So no, I'm going to help you figure out how to fix the problem. So they start fixing the problem. And this one girl, her name is Shin Yun. I think that's how you say it. Shin, it's Shinyun. Shin Yun. I don't know. But she was, I guess, a part of this cult at one point, and she heard Magnus was in charge of it. So she came after him and realized he doesn't know anything about this cult. So she's trying to help them figure out the problem. So first they were in Paris. That's when they met. And then they went to Venice. Stuff happens in Venice. And now they're in Rome. So, and it's really funny because there's little things that are happening. And Alec's like, yeah, that's you, Magnus. And Magnus is kind of like embarrassed. He's embarrassed that that was how he was. He's embarrassed that he's done bad things. He doesn't want Alec to hate him and to not trust him anymore. And he's kind of made that known to him already. And Alec's like, no, I want to know all of you. I want you to tell me everything. Like, I'm not leaving. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Just tell me what's going on so I can help. And Magnus he told him a little bit about his mom. And I think that was a good thing. But now he needs to open up about his dad. So I'm going to continue reading, and I'm just going to make bread. And then I'm not going to clean up, I think, until the kids leave. Because I didn't get any of the laundry done yesterday. It just yesterday kind of went over me. I don't know what happened. But yeah, so I'm going to continue reading this. I'm going to sit on the couch. He's watching Toy Story 3. I'm going to read this. And I'm just going to make all 3 of these loaves today. It's going to take me a while because I don't have another Dutch oven. So I only have one. So it's going to take me, let's say, 4 hours to do this because each loaf bakes for an hour. So I'm going to continue reading this and I'm going to get bread done. Hey, so I finished The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare. It's the first book of the Eldest Curses series. I loved this book so much. I almost love it more than Mortal Instruments in general. I think it's because Mortal Instruments, because of Jason Clary, they're being told they're siblings, but they can't stay away from each other. And I know they're not. And in the third book, they finally realize they're really not. But in this one, it's with Magnus and Alec, and Magnus just wants to take Alec on a vacation and spend quality time with him and show him the world. And Alec really doesn't care. He just wants to spend time with Magnus and just have a good time together. He doesn't care where they are or what they're doing. He just wants to spend time with Magnus and get to know him. And everybody's always telling both of them, like, this isn't going to work, you might as well just stop now. But they are just so in love with each other. And it was so heartwarming. And I absolutely love this book. Like, I finished yesterday, but that's because, like, I had, like, I think 100 pages left. I went to sleep because I was falling asleep while reading, and all I could do was think about this book. I kept waking up, looking at the time. Okay, it's only 1 a.m. I'm going to go back to sleep. And then I would just think about the book, think about the book, think about the book. And then I would wake up again. I'm like, oh, it's only 2:30. I need to go back to sleep. Keep thinking about the book. Once it hit 4 a.m., I couldn't do it anymore. So I went into the living room, finished this book. It was so good. I absolutely love this book. I'm going to give it 5 stars because I cannot stop thinking about this book. And I cannot wait to read, because I know there's another one in, like, their series, and I want to continue reading them in Mortal Instruments. I'm really excited, and it's making me want to watch the TV show, not the movie. It makes me want to watch the TV show because I like Alec and Magnus on the TV show better than the ones on the movie. So it's real. This made me want to watch the show all over again. This book made me want to. Like, Mortal Instruments, like, I liked it, but this, I loved it. I love Magnus and Alec and the things that they do for each other. And they love each other, and they will do anything for each other. And I could not get over their freaking relationship. I just love it so much. And I was so glad finally at the very end, they're finally together. Every time they would start making out or anything, clothes are getting removed, a demon would show up or somebody would show up. But and then also the villain in this, I kind of started to suspect, like, right after I did my check-in, something was happening, and I was like, I wonder. And then all of a sudden I was right. I was like, I'm never usually right. But I was right. And I was like, it makes sense, though. It does make sense. But yeah, I totally recommend at least this series. Like, I don't think you necessarily need to read Mortal Instruments to read this, because they do kind of talk about, like, the war a little bit in there and, like, how they met and everything. I don't think you technically necessarily need to read Mortal Instruments in order to read this. But I love this, and I cannot wait to read the next one. Like, I am dying to read another story with them. But I think the next one, is Clockwork. It's not Clockwork Prince. Clockwork Angel. So that's Wes. No, what's his name? Will. Will and somebody. I don't know, but I know I'm supposed to follow them, and then I think I'm supposed to hop back into Mortal Instruments and then read another one of these. I don't know. I need to check the layout, but highly, highly, highly recommend this. I cannot stop thinking about it. So then right after I stopped that, I was going to do Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Lori Gilmore, which is the 4th book in the Dream Harbor series. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if I can get this on Audible, because I did want to get a few things done. And I do want to like audiobooks. I do want to like them, and I really want to try. I do great when it's YouTube videos. I could put a YouTube video on and walk around and I'm fine. But I don't know why I can't do it with an Audible book. I think because Audible book, I'm really trying to pay attention. I don't know. So I got it on Audible for free, especially if I did the first 3 months. It's $1 for the first 3 months. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. It's $1 each month. And I got the book for free on Audible. I'm like, you know what? We're going to try it. And I put it on 1.5 times speed. And I got to, I don't even know how far I got. I think I got to about 75%. I'm going to have to look. I got to about 75% yesterday. And this morning, I only had 2 hours left to listen to at 1.5 times speed. So I decided to finish crocheting a baby blanket and listening to it at the same time. And I did finish it. And I do have to say, I have read the first 3 on my Kindle. I read the first 3 on my Kindle. This is the only one I read on Audible. I think these are more of an Audible type of book. I was more intrigued with it being an Audible book. Every time something would happen, I'm like, oh no. And my husband would be like, what's going on? And I would tell him, and he goes, wait, what? So I would tell him a little bit more, and he goes, oh, that kind of seems interesting. You know, he was actually interested a little bit, but he goes, and this is part of a series. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, have you ever mentioned any of the other books? And I was like, no. And he's like, did you like them? I was like, I liked, I think, the second one the most. I did like the third one, the Christmas Tree Farm one. I did like it. But I think my favorite was Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, which I know that's like, everybody loves the Christmas Tree Farm one more than Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. A lot of people think Cinnamon Bun Bookstore is the worst one. That one was my favorite. I think it's because she owned a bookstore and Noah, just like his personality, I loved it. But like this one, oh man, Archer gets a call. He's trying to be a Michelin chef in like France. And he's told that he has a daughter. She's 5. The mother, Kate, she got in a car accident and passed away and left the daughter to him. So he comes to Dream Harbor to be with her, and he's just like, well, within 6 months, I'm going to get full custody of her, and we're just going to go back because that's where I want to be. I want to be a Michelin chef. That's what I want. But he can't even get Olive to talk to him. Like, and he's devastated because he wants her to talk to him. And it really was breaking his heart that she didn't want anything to do with him. And then he gets a nanny named Iris, and Iris has lived in Dream Harbor her entire life. And I don't think she's ever seen like a good relationship between a husband and a wife, because her mom never got married, and she would just be with somebody for a few months and on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. She never would stick with somebody. And so she never wanted to be a mom. She never wanted to be married. And she got this nanny gig because her rent was becoming late. And so and it's a live-in nanny situation. And so they knew from the get-go they should not be living together because they were very attracted to each other. Well, they fight their feelings. Things happen. I loved the cake batter scene. I explained it to my husband. He goes, but you're not supposed to be eating pancake batter. Like, you're supposed to eat it cooked. I go, I understand, but it was a fun scene. And he's like, but you're not supposed to eat it. And I'm like, shut up. Like, you're ruining the moment. You're ruining the moment. It was so good. And I really, really liked that scene and everything else. And I couldn't get enough of this book. I really liked it. This one, I think all the others I've given like a 3.5. This one is probably going to be about a 4-star. This one, I think I will remember this one more than the others. But yeah, there's a trope in there that probably not a people are going to like. I didn't mind it because it also helped with a lot of character growth. So I didn't really mind it. It was just so good. And they were just so down bad for each other. And they knew, like, if this doesn't work, they're going to mess with Olive. And they didn't want to mess with her. They didn't want to upset her. And it was just really cute. It was really freaking cute. So yeah, I'm going to give that one either a 4 or 4.5. I'm not quite sure yet because I do need to update my reading journal. I haven't updated my reading journal in like almost 2 weeks. So I need to update that. I need to sit down. I started it yesterday and then my husband got home, so I didn't finish. But I need to update that. Well, now I need to pick up. This was the last book that I had written down for the week. Okay, I'm back. My son ripped up a bag and my daughter was very upset. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to pick up Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. I'm excited about reading this. I'm a little scared because I know it's a marriage of convenience. And everybody's saying that she pretty much marries one of Hell's princes, and there's like 7 of them. So I think we're going to follow through all of them after this. Like, each book will be a Hell's prince, like, getting married. I really want to read it. I haven't even read the synopsis. Welcome to Enchantra. There's only one rule. Never, ever trust your heart. When Genevieve Grimm's mother dies, she's left with questions no one can answer until she receives an invitation to Enchantra, a cursed palace in Italy, frozen in time. Though denied entrance by the sinfully handsome yet hostile Rowan Silver, Genevieve finds her own way in and soon realizes her mistake. For Enchantra is a twisted labyrinth where Rowan and his 6 siblings are trapped in deadly game. At the mercy of a twisted devil and his ghastly spectators, only one occupant of the house can survive. Genevieve now must win or die. Rowan warns her he's the deadliest of the Silvers, that he always wins, that her only chance is to compete as his wife. So they must convince their audience they're desperately in love, and while Genevieve is willing to do whatever it takes to survive, she also knows she can't trust Rowan, that the desire burning between them is a lie. After all, it was Rowan who taught her Enchantra's first rule: never ever trust your heart. It seems interesting. Oh, that's a neat photo. But I am excited for the brave souls who burn the bridges between themselves and their demons, and for those still trying to light the match, we'll wait for you. Oh, that's a cute little dedication. Oh, Hierarchy of Paranormal Beings. That's really cool. Okay. So I wonder, because he's a Prince of Devil. Interesting. Okay, so this is going to be my next read. I don't know, because today is Friday. I don't know if I'll get this done like before Monday. I don't know, because I don't have any plans this weekend. So I don't know how much I'll read, but I do have a book coming in that I really want to read. Whoa. Okay, so now my kids are in here and they don't want to leave. So I'm going to go start this and I'm going to get some cleaning done. We'll see what happens, but I'm going to go read this real quick before my son grabs my phone again and almost breaks my stand for my phone. Good morning. So I've been up. I got up really early. My son woke me up with literally his cup right in my face saying he wanted more milk. So I'm a little tired this morning. But I did finish Enchantra. I know I never did like a halfway update, but I struggled with this book. I really had a hard time. I did not. And it took, almost 50% of the book for me to finally get somewhat invested in this book. I really liked Genevieve in the first book. This one, yeah, she was funny. But I just don't know what it was. It was hard for me to read this book. I didn't realize I would have a hard time reading this book because I really liked Phantasma the first time I read it. And this one, like, Ophelia and Salem are in this book a little bit towards the end, and it makes sense why. But Genevieve found a letter to her mom from a guy named Barrington Silver, and she really wanted to know more about him because she saw in a photo of them, of her mom and him, she's wearing a locket that now Ophelia wears because it was her mom's. And she wants to know more about him. She's been sending him letters. She's not getting an answer back. So she ends up going to the house. And mind you, when she gets there, there's like nothing there. Just a field with a gate, and she's confused. Well, there's a glamour, and so Rowington, but his name is Rowan. He tries to get her to not come into Enchantra, but yeah, she doesn't listen. Of course, she doesn't listen. She gets herself in, and she pretty much screws herself because anybody that's in that house that day has to be in the games, and so that's when Rowan offers, well, pretty much tells her, we're going to get married. So it's like a fake marriage situation. And then they have to entertain all these devils because I guess there's mirrors all throughout the house. And like everybody in hell is like watching this. Like it's like a game. Like almost like a survivor type of situation. That's how I think of it, because there's 7 siblings, and they all have to kill each other, and one person wins at the end. And one can also win like a favored. So so if you win favored, you can like win a prize. You don't win the game, but you win at least the prize. And like you can win the game. You find out at the last time, like when there's only like 2 of them left, who won favored, and then they can get something to help them try to win the game. So it was really interesting. It What I was more interested in, I didn't really care about Rowan or Genevieve's actual relationship. I could care less. And mainly, that's usually what keeps me hooked into a book with the plot is the romance. This one, not so much. Um, I don't know what it was. I just don't know. I think with Ophelia, because she was a necromancer and then she would have like nightmares, she has the OCD, um, it felt more high stakes than Genevieve. Like, yeah, she almost dies, like a lot. But I don't know, it didn't feel as high stakes for me compared to Ophelia, because Ophelia had a lot of things that were literally in her way, like her OCD and her nightmares and all that. And Ophelia, it was more just her emotions. And then also, she has stuff going on with her, and it's never explained in the end. So I was kind of confused by that. Wasn't ready for that. So yeah, I'm only giving it 3 stars. It wasn't my favorite. I I think I just made myself a little bit too excited for it, and it kind of just fell flat for me. I don't know. Everybody that has been reading this that I've seen online, hey Abigail. Okay. um so everybody online is like loving this book, giving it 5 stars, and I'm just like, I just did not see their connection. I did like that they also played kind of like their own little game. Rowan and Genevieve, they played two truths and a lie, which that was cute. I did like that. I did like that part. Um, I thought that was really interesting. It was like their way to like open up to each other. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I recommend it if you like games and all that kind of stuff. I recommend it. But if you're looking for like super super high stakes, because like it's high stakes, but it's not as high stakes as some of the other books I've read, I would recommend it. But I also like that it's on Kindle Unlimited for free if you have Kindle Unlimited. So if you want to try it, I think Phantasma is too. So you could get it, and like even if you read Phantasma or just get like the what's it called? Like when you try the book before getting it, I can't even think of what it's called right now. Um you could get that and then see if you like it, and then if you want to order it, you can order it. I was even contemplating, like, even when I was reading it, because I the first like 100 pages, I was bored. I was actually bored, and I even thought about just stopping reading it, because I didn't care. I didn't care at all what was happening. I really didn't. And at the end, I was just like, whatever. I mean, it's to me more of a mid book, but I mean, other people just love it, and I just like, what did I like miss? Like, did I miss something? I feel like I didn't read the same book as everybody else, because everybody is like so in love with it, and even my husband, like, he's like, you're finding reasons not to pick up this book. Like, I would clean, or I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna binge Ryan Trahan's new 50 States in 50 Days videos. And then once we caught up, I was like, well, I want to look and see what other stuff he's done. We did the penny challenge 2 years ago to get a penny to Mr. Beast, which we're actually almost done, binging that. And I just wanted to binge it. And he's like, you don't want to read? I'm like, no, not really. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, you always want to read. Like, I never watch TV, like, ever. I never watch TV. And if I do, it's extremely rare. And my husband noticed. He's like, what do you mean you don't want to read? I'm like, this book isn't, it's just not getting me. I don't know how to explain it. And I just feel like I'm missing something. Like, did I read a different book than everybody else? Because, like, to me, it didn't really hit as well as I thought it was going to. I'm a little, like, irritated with myself. I'm like, okay, what if I reread it, like, in the future? What if I love it more? I don't know if it's like when I read it, I wasn't actually, like, really into it. I don't know. But yeah, so I read that. I have been having a very hard time mentally. And I think that's also why I really didn't like the book. Like, it's a very mid book for me. It's not like the most amazing thing, whatever. But I don't know if that's hindering my book experience. My anxiety has been really bad. Really bad. This is probably one of the worst anxiety times that I've ever had. I know why. I don't really want to talk about why I'm having anxiety, but I'm having really bad anxiety, like, really bad. I think too, like, the whole Vegas trip that's coming up sometime next month, and I've never been there, and we're going with a lot of people. Like, I know who they are, but I'm not, like, close with them. So I don't really know what to expect. And also, I've never been to Vegas. And I am just extremely anxious. I'm extremely nervous. I really did not want to go. Did not want to go. My husband is the one that wanted to go. And my husband gets FOMO really bad. I get no FOMO. I have no problem not going. None. I just knew. If it's not my thing, it's not my thing. Vegas, I already know, is not my thing. Like, I'm not a partier. I'm just not one of those people. Like, I'd rather just sit at home or go on a hike. Like, I'm not a partier. I'm not a big drinker. I do like to go ziplining, and we're hoping to go ziplining and then do top golf, which I've never done top golf. And when I was younger, I used to golf when we lived on the dairy. When I was little, like, I lived on the dairy since I was like 2 until I was 15, almost 16. Because I was starting to learn how to drive when I lived out there. But I lived there a little less than half my life because now I'm 32. But I used to golf all the time out there. And I mean, I'm not good at golf. My dad says I was good at golf, but all I would do, he made his own, like, driving range. It was plywood, and it was like a big old rectangle, and he had fake grass on it, and he had like a rubber tube as a tee, and you could move it however you wanted. If you wanted to hit just straight off the board, you put it down. Whenever you want to use it, you pulled it up. So that's what I would golf on, and I would just stand there and golf and just hit the balls as far as I could. And then when I'm done, I would just get my quad, drive around with the little picker upper thing, and just boop boop boop, pick up all the balls, go back and just hit them again. And I would do that for hours. I have not golfed since we moved into town when I was 15 years old. So I'm really excited to go. My husband's starting to get into golf, and I'm like, I want to go. I want to have fun, but I know they're going to want to do a lot of drinking and clubbing, and that's not my thing. And I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, all because what they like to do is not what I like to do. And I know, like, me, like, I can go off and do my own thing. I know I can, But my thing is, it's Vegas. There's a lot of people. I've never been to Vegas. I don't know if I feel comfortable enough walking around Vegas by myself because, like, my husband is going to want to do all the drinking. He's going to want to do all that, and that isn't my thing. I do have to say, I do get put in a lot of situations that I'm not comfortable in, and I kind of just suck it up, and I hate that that happens to me because I am usually pretty uncomfortable, but nobody realizes I'm uncomfortable. I don't even tell my husband that I get uncomfortable in those situations. I just don't because I don't want to ruin his fun, but I do get quite uncomfortable sometimes. The way I kind of get myself out of like people thinking I'm uncomfortable is I just talk to random people. I do not have a problem with going up to somebody and just talking to them. I have no issue with it. I've never had a problem with it. I think it's from, you know, growing up in a nail salon, pretty much a hair salon, my entire life, and always talking to like my mom's clients or whatever, just talking to people. I love talking to people. I love meeting new people, and it's a fun time. So whenever I feel uncomfortable, I feel super anxious, it's either I get super, super quiet and I will literally put myself in a corner and I want to be completely alone. Or I will just start going up to people and just start talking. And people just, they're always like looking at me like I'm strange because, mind you, I don't know these people and I'm just going up and talking to them like I've known them forever. That's how I get over feeling uncomfortable in situations is I either just talk to people or I completely seclude myself. So that might be happening a lot in Vegas. I don't know. Um, I genuinely don't know how I'm gonna be in Vegas, and I think that's what's worrying me. That I want to have fun, but this isn't my type of situation. It really isn't. And I'm like freaking out. Like I am silently inside freaking out every day. All I could think about is Vegas. I'm freaking the hell out. I don't want to go. This is not my thing, and I feel like I have to like suck it up and just do whatever I don't want to do. So I'm kind of freaking out. I am I'm not having a good time. And I feel bad, but if it's not my thing, it's not my thing. And it's like I will admit that um I feel like a lot of people try to make me be what they want me to be, like a partier or anything like that. And that's just not me. And then people get frustrated with me because I'm not a partier. And it is very hard for me because I have been told multiple times in my life that I'm not fun and I'm boring. And I myself don't think I am. But when somebody tells me that, oh, my heart breaks every time. And I think that's what's like playing in my mind, like that's making me so anxious is that these people are there to have fun. They've pretty much all been to Vegas. Me and my husband are the only ones in this group that have never been to Vegas. And they're all so excited. And I'm just like, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I don't want to not have fun. But this isn't my scene. So I'm like, how am I supposed to make it fun for me when this is not my version of fun? Like all these people love to party it up and have a good time. And that's just not me. So I don't really know what to do. I really, really don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, it literally makes me feel sick to my stomach. My husband just really wanted to go on this trip, and I don't. Um, this is not me. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I think I'm also anxious is because today I'm going to the doctor, 35 minutes away from me, because my endometriosis has gotten extremely bad. Like, really bad. The pain is unbearable. Ibuprofen does absolutely nothing. Um, so today I'm going to the doctor to get cultures done. so I could get an IUD. I really don't want to do an IUD, but I am pretty much not functioning for about half the month, almost. And I just can't get things done. I can't catch up. And my poor kids, they just watch me, and they're very good. Like whenever I'm in pain, they're actually pretty good. I think because they're just used to it, and I do feel bad that they're used to that. So I'm gonna most likely get an IUD put in. So I'm nervous for that too. I really didn't want to do an IUD. I wanted to stay away from an IUD as much as possible, but I don't think I can wait anymore. I think I have to just bite the bullet and get an IUD put in. I'm really not excited. As you can tell, I'm really not feeling the IUD, but I was like doing the math. So this weekend we're going to San Diego for a wedding. And oh wait, I need that. And oh shoot. So we're gonna be leaving Friday or something like that. I don't know. I really don't pay attention. As long as they say, hey, have them packed by this day. That's what I do. So we're going to a wedding, and I might be ovulating when we're there. And my pain is the worst when I'm ovulating now. It's not even when I'm cramping. It's when I ovulate. That is the worst pain. I'd rather birth a child with no medicine than ever go through that. That is the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. And I can't do it anymore because also it breaks my husband's heart because he's just sitting there and he's like, I can't even help you. I can't do anything. Like, I am useless. I'm like, you're not useless. He's like, but you're not telling me what you need. But my thing is, I don't know what I need. That's my problem, is I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to make it stop. So I can't tell him how to help me because I don't know how to help myself. And it really bothers my husband that he cannot make me feel better, which I get it. Like, I get it because I get frustrated because I don't know how to help myself. So, he told me the other day, he goes, we need to figure this out. And I was like, well, I was doing the math and I might be ovulating this weekend because I'm not ovulating when I'm supposed to. Like, when my app tells me to, I was supposed to ovulate like 3 days ago. And my body is just not ovulating when it's supposed to. It's not having a period when it's supposed to. Like, I literally ovulated and 3 days later I started my period. I was like, how am I starting my period 3 days after I ovulated? Like, it doesn't make much sense. It really doesn't. So, yeah, I need to do this IUD because also I literally, my weeks are kind of like overlapping. My ovulating and my periods are just so close. I could be ovulating or having my period in Vegas, and I do not want to make my experience there worse if I'm not enjoying myself. I don't want to make it worse just because I'm on my period or I'm ovulating. I don't want to do that. I want to try to enjoy myself, but I just don't know how I'm going to do there, and I do not want this to hinder my experience there. So, because like, if I just don't like Vegas, I don't like Vegas. I can't say, well, I had my period there and I was in pain, but that's not a true experience of Vegas. So, yeah. Welcome to my TED Talk. I think my anxiety is making me just rant, and I don't know how to stop ranting. But I'm going to stop now because this is the end of the vlog. I do need to get my book. I don't have it with me. I will be right back. Okay, so I didn't have any DNFs this week, so that's good. But I want to recap what I read this week. I read City of Glass, which is the third book in the Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. I feel like this one might be my favorite so far. I don't know. I can't necessarily say it was my favorite. The only thing that I liked was that it's finally figured out that Jason and Clary are not siblings. That's like the one thing. It was driving me crazy. I knew it was revealed in a book. I couldn't remember what book it was. It's the third one. And that's why I think I like it the most, because it's finally revealed they're not siblings. There was a lot of action. A lot of action. And I really liked that. I gave it 4 stars. I mean, it did take me a few days to get it done, but like, I mean, Monday, I deep cleaned my friggin' living room for 6.5 hours. So yeah, I really did like that. And the just the fighting, and I liked how I love how she can like come up with like almost her own runes, and that she did it to where like a vampire and a shadow hunter could team up, like put a rune on each of them, and so the shadow hunter kind of has some of the vampire's powers, and the vampires can get like the strength of like a shadow hunter or whatever. So I thought that was really cool, and like I loved the angel and all of his information, and how finally one of the villains dies, but I think the other villain is not dead, and I think that they're like the last books, like he's the main villain of the rest of the series. I don't know. I don't necessarily remember. I don't even remember the main villain dying. I was like, wait a minute, that happened? Like I forgot. The main premise of all these books is they think they're siblings and they find they're not, and I couldn't figure out when. That was all I remembered. I mean, I read these like over 10 years ago. So yeah, good books. Good books. I do really like them. I think it'd be good for like if you're getting into reading, you're 16 years old, like these are good to get you into fantasy. And like they can be a little gory, but not too bad. I really like them. I like the explanations of the demons and stuff. So I think that this would be good for like if you're going to start reading 14 to like 16, I think you should be okay. It's not very descriptive in situations, but I mean, things are hinted at, but nothing ever is like on page other than like kissing and making out, and that's really it. But I think that this would be a good series to start off, at least these first 3 books. Because then I read The Red Scrolls of Magic, which is the first book of the Elder Curses series. I'm reading them in a certain order, and you're supposed to read the 3, and then you're supposed to read this one. So, by Cassandra Clare, and I gave it 5 stars. This one was my favorite. I loved Magnus. I loved Alec. I loved them so much in this book. I don't know how I never read it before. Um, this has got to be probably one of my favorite books that she's probably ever written. Like even up against like Ragpicker King and Swordcatcher, like this one was my favorite. I loved this one to no end. Um, I love that Magnus just wants to show Alec the world, and they just started dating, and they're just so devoted to each other, and they're willing to do anything to help each other, and just oh my god, the oh my god, it was just so beautiful. I loved this book, and it was quite funny. It was funny. Magnus is hilarious and Alec is very serious, but they balance each other out so well. So well. I loved it, and I do highly, highly, highly recommend this book. Like I could not get enough. When I was done, I was like, what do you mean it's done? Like I was not ready for it to be done. I wasn't ready. Because I mean it took me a day to read it because I could not put it down. Well then I actually did an audiobook of the Strawberry Patch Pancake House, which is the 4th book in the Dream Harbor series by Laurie Gilmore. Um this one is probably my favorite. I don't know if it's because I read it on audiobook and it took me like 2 days to do it, but I did really like it. I like how you do see the other couples from the other books. They're pretty important. I really liked the storyline, and that you didn't get a lot of like the town drama like in the other books, because the other people are like have been living there for a while or whatever. So they're like really ingrained in the town. Like the girl is really ingrained. Her name is Iris. She's really ingrained into the town, but she knows how to like kind of separate from the town a little bit. Archer comes because he finds out he has a daughter. He's a chef in France, and he comes to take custody, and he has to be there for at least 6 months to get full custody of the daughter. I think her name was, what was her name? Olive. It was Olive. And he is like devastated, like she won't talk to him. She's like 5 years old, and he's trying to get her to talk to him and have a relationship with her, and he doesn't know what he's doing wrong. And Iris is there and she's helping, and it was really sweet. Then she became the nanny, and it was a move-in nanny situation, so it helped her with her rent and all this stuff. So things happen. It's a romance, but it made sense. Like the the stuff going on in her head, it made sense. It wasn't like unneeded or unwanted or anything. It made sense. So this one alone, I would say yes, read. Um, I wouldn't necessarily say you have to read the other books in order to read this one, because like they're in it, but they're already coupled up, and they don't really mention like their books and stuff. They're just together. Um, but this one, I do think it's more worth reading this one than the other three, which, mind you, my least favorite is the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which is the first one. That's my least favorite. And then I would probably say the Christmas Tree Farm, and then I liked the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, and then I like this one. So this one is my favorite of them, but yeah, I don't know. It's not my favorite. It's good. It's a good series. It's just not my favorite series. So do with that what you will. I don't read a lot of just contemporary. I read a lot of fantasy romance, romantasy, reverse harem, like stuff like that, because I like that. If you're a witch, you can change it so much. So you're never going to get the same thing every single book. You're just not. Contemporary romance is a contemporary romance. There's just normal people, and yes, shitty things happen, but like it's not high stakes for me, so it doesn't just keep me entertained. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I just finished Enchantress. So I went from a fluffy romance to technically a dark, darker romantasy. Because I mean, the stuff that happens in that story, I mean, it's gory. The siblings are trying to kill each other with a knife, and they're going after each other, and they're running around with blood, and like they're snapping each other's necks and stuff. So it's dark. And this girl almost dies. Genevieve almost dies. I don't even know how many times, but it was crazy. But I'm only giving it 3 stars. I could not get into it, and I think it's because my anxiety is really bad right now, so I couldn't get into it. But yeah, I liked it. I did not love it. I did not like it as much as I read like Phantasma. So I think I read Phantasma this year, or was it last year? I think it was last year. But yeah, so that's what I read this week. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, I have one 3-star, 2 4-stars, and 1 5-star. I mean, that's not bad. I don't think that's bad. So yeah, so that's the end of this week's vlog. I was just continuing series. I did I got technically caught up in 2 series, which would be Wicked Games by Kaylee Smith, because there's not another book out, and then also the Strawberry Patch Pancake House, which is the Dream Harbor series by Lori Gilmore. The last one isn't out yet, so I'm technically caught up in those 2 series. The only ones that I've like made progression in, but there's still more out, would be The Eldest Curses by Cassandra Clare and The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. But yeah, that's what I read this week, and I think I did pretty good. I feel like I did pretty good this week, um, especially with everything going on, and like with Father's Day and everything. We were just trying to relax, and like with me having my really bad anxiety, I feel like I did okay. Not great, but I did okay. But yeah, so I'm gonna close this vlog out, and I hope to see you in my next one. And I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye.